Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, June 18th, and it is actually Sunday afternoon. I'm getting a bit of a late start today. Well, not really. I've actually been doing quite a lot this morning, but didn't have time to get the video in earlier. So I'll make one in the afternoon. And I hope you're all having a great weekend and a very nice Sunday. And today, while I talk to you, I'm going to enjoy this fellow here. This is from the same series as the Leaf by Oscar. I believe these are just called the Oscar. And you can see it's got a leaf wrapper on the end of it that just pulls right off. And here we go, the Oscar. These are very nice. They're Habano, Nicaraguan, the sort of thing I like. I don't know the details on the composition, but they're a good cigar. And still enjoying that pack of cigars that my wife brought back from Pittsburgh for me last Easter, this past Easter. Nice draw. You know, I've gotten some kind criticism about the way I light cigars. And I do appreciate it. You know, I know there's lots of theories on how they should be lit. You know, you gotta toast the end and all that. And I tell you, I've technically been smoking cigars longer than I've been smoking pipes. But I really wasn't serious about it back then. And a few years, well, quite a few years back now, I switched over exclusively to cigars, just because they were easier. You know, it was, you know, with a pipe you've always got to have the tamper and stuff, and you got the ash, and you know, with the cigar, if you're driving, you can put the ash out the window. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. It's a natural product. But with the pipe, you've got a pipe full of ash at the end, and you got to do something with it. So it just was easier, and I was feeling lazy, and I switched to cigars. And then when the price of cigars started to skyrocket, I realized that wasn't so good, and I fortunately fell back in love with pipes again. The point being, I've smoked a lot of cigars, and I've tried just about every method to light them. And this is a soft flame lighter, which is what I prefer. I've got torch lighters. I've used Zippos. I've used matches. I've used those little strips of cedar that you light, you know, on a match or a candle or something. And then I've even, probably should admit this, but one of my favorite ways to light, it depends on the ring gauge. If it's a relatively small ring gauge cigar, a car cigarette lighter actually works really well. You just hold it up to the end, it gives you a nice even light. I know there's people cringing right now at the thought of that. The truth is, I've never experienced any difference in the flavor or the taste or how the cigar burns. I think the burn of the cigar has more to do with the construction than anything else. Now, of course, if you really stupidly light it, you know, light half the cigar or something, it's not going to burn right. But as long as you're careful and you pay attention the first inch or so, you're fine. Now, I know the guys that swear by the little cedar strips and all that. I know you're tasting something different, and that's fine. That's good. It just doesn't make a difference for me. So this is a nice cigar. It's very flavorful. I would not call this mild. It's got a bit of body to it. Probably would not be smoking this cigar in the morning, but it's actually almost 2 o'clock right now. So, and it's been a nice day. Rained yesterday. Rained right up until this morning. And then the sun came out, and it immediately got hot, so it's that weird humid where the rain is evaporating and it makes it very humid, and it's very hot. not a comfortable day to be outside, really. And I've been getting some chores done. I've got a couple things I need to work on, some home repair type stuff. Nothing terribly interesting, so I won't bore you with it. But it's all good, and it'll be fun. My wife's actually in Pittsburgh right now. She got called in for actually a death in the family. A cousin of hers passed away rather sadly. She was diagnosed with cancer, and within about a month's time she had passed away, so it was very fast. And just a really sad story. So she's in Pittsburgh right now for that. She's coming back in a few days, and then on Tuesday I'm off to Boston for business reasons. And I'd love to say, if any of you folks in Boston are available, I'd like to meet up with you, but I'm going to be in and out pretty quickly. I'm flying in Tuesday night. I'm tied up all day Wednesday in meetings, and then I'm heading right off to the airport after that, so I don't think I'm even going to get a chance to visit any shops or anything. Although I may look up Peretti and just see if maybe on Tuesday night I can make it there. I don't know what time they close, and I think my flight's getting in about 3, so yeah, I won't really have a lot of time. If there is anyone in the Boston area that's looking for something to do on Tuesday night and you want to get together for dinner or something, let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna be fairly tied up, and then I'm back on Wednesday. So yeah, it's gonna be busy for the next couple of days. I used to travel a lot for business. I didn't like it then, and I still don't like it, but occasionally you gotta do it. So you've seen the first video in this what I believe is a pre-Republic era Peterson restoration. I'm really excited about this restoration. It's a very old pipe. It's got a really cool history, and I'm quite privileged to be able to work on something, both something that is this historic and also something that is this important to someone. So I really am excited about the whole process, and it's coming along nicely. So the first video posted, which was just an overview. This coming Wednesday, I've already got the video ready. Will be the beginning steps of cleaning this up and starting to do the restoration. And this is going to be a long series, I think. I mean, the video that's going up on Wednesday is 20-some minutes long. There's a lot of work to do on this pipe, and I thought about editing a lot of it out because some of it is just me passing pipe cleaners and things like that. But I like to talk when I do these things, and it's therapeutic for me to do so. And I figured I'll just leave everything in, and you can skip through it if you don't like the length. 20 minutes isn't so bad. I've had longer. So hopefully you'll get a chance to take a look at that when it posts on Wednesday. I do have a giveaway that I'm planning. I'm gathering things for that, so it's probably going to be a few weeks before I announce it, but I think it's going to be fun, and I'm going to make sure that it's something that's not just for the folks that produce videos, but for all of the subscribers. That's really important to me that I do it that way. So stay tuned for that, and like I said, it's probably going to be a few weeks, probably sometime in July that I'll announce that. And beyond that, all is going pretty well. I can see, looking into the camera, that I'm actually at the point where I need a haircut again. It's weird, having not had hair for a year, and it's growing back now, and it's not quite normal. It's actually very it's a bit patchy in spots, and it's very light. So when the wind blows, it flies all over the place. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a scientist in real life. And when it blows up like that, I make the joke that I've got mad scientist hair, because it kind of looks like that, and that makes me happy, because I've always admired guys like Einstein, and not because of his genius, which I'm not trying to take anything away from that. The man was clearly brilliant, but Einstein got up every morning looked in the mirror and saw what we all saw. And he was okay with that. He just went about his day, and he was perfectly happy. That says something about the man, I think. I don't know what it says about him, but it says something. But yeah, I admire guys like that. There's a guy. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this. There's a guy named Brady Hannon, I think, who does a couple of different YouTube channels. He's over in the UK, and he's got the channel that I'm thinking of is called, I think it's called the Periodic Table of Videos. I'll put a link down below for you. And it's really interesting. So they do videos on the elements in the periodic table, and it'll be an introduction to the element, the history, how it was discovered, what it's used for, what kind of chemical reactions it can do. And then if it's interesting, they'll actually go into the lab and do a chemical reaction, which usually means something explodes. So it's kind of cool to watch. And the reason I bring this up is the guy that stars in these videos is a chemistry professor. He's been knighted. He's Sir Martin Polikoff. And Martin Polikoff has very interesting hair. He's got science hair. So he was described in a French newspaper as looking like he went into the barber shop and said, "Give me the Einstein, but make it wild." So I aspire to someday just not care enough about the way I look to be able to walk out like that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put a link down below to the periodic table of videos, but I'll try to find a picture of Martin Polikoff and use that as my my thumbnails for the video. That'll confuse folks that haven't watched to this point. So anyway, I don't want to keep you too long today. I hope you're all having a great weekend, and I'm sure you've all got better things to do than listen to me babble. So I'm going to continue to enjoy this cigar and drink the last of the coffee for today, and then get back to work, because there's plenty of it to be done. So I will bring this to a close then. So I hope you all take care of one another, and until next time, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.